What's up guys, my name is Tom, welcome back to another video, back to another last 2 question mark challenge. Today we're going to drive as Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari at the streets of the Principality, starting in last place, P20, and we'll see how many positions we're going to gain over the course of a short and sweet 25% race at the streets of Monaco. If you're new to the channel, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe, it really motivates me to make more, and share this video as well. But hopefully we'll see what we're going to do in this Ferrari. At the moment I'm recording this on Friday, so I already know what happened in the first 2 practice sessions. It seems that Ferrari, by the looks of things, is looking pretty good to take his first win since Sebastian Vettel at the 2019 Singapore Grand Prix. It would be an absolutely classic of a race, and I'm really happy to see Ferrari in the first places once again. But there is a thing that calls sandbags. But anyway, we're going to focus in this race. We're going to do the complete opposite in case Leclerc starts on pole position. It will be a dream of a race, his own race. But anyway, strategy wise, we're going to start on the softs and switch to the mediums, and there is going to be a pretty straightforward strategy. I'm not going to try to go with the alternate strategy because track position means absolutely everything at the street of the Principality. 5 red lights, 20 laps ahead of us, and it slides out and away we go. Let's see if we can get a good start already side by side with the Williams of Nicholas Latifi. One of the Alfa Romeos had a male of a start. I think it is Kimi Räikkönen. Around the outside we go out the other, and this time of Giovinazzi, and we made a move and we find ourselves in P17 side by side with the Williams of George Russell up the hill. Who's going to be the best? He managed to carry a good speed thanks to that Mercedes power, but we're going to have the speed in the corners, and around the outside we go. I was trying to get a look at the house of Mick Schumacher, and instead we're going to dive down inside through Massenet, and who's going to be the biggest win. I think we're still side by side as we go through the slowest corner of the calendar, the low Zeppen, going around the outside. One of the AlphaTauris, I believe that is Yuki Tsunoda, going side by side with Nikita Mazepin. These two are losing so much time with each other, but at the end of the day is going to be Yuki Tsunoda gaining that position, and now we're going to try to overtake the Russian ASAP because these Haas cars are super slow, and they are in the very lofty P14. Not anymore, because we're going to dive down inside through the Nelvo chicane. Very brave on the brakes, a little bit of contact, but needs must. We need to make these moves ASAP because this is just a 25% race. If this was a my team career mode video, I wouldn't be that aggressive because I do 50% races, and let's be honest, it's Mazepin, so you know, I think many people will be happy to give that cheeky squeeze on the Russian. Now chasing down Yuki Tsunoda, we'll see what he can do. For the time being, there's no DRS, it will deploy it, it will be available, I should say, once we get onto lap 3. Down inside we go through Sander Vater, heroic overtake at the first corner, and we made the move a little bit disgusting, I'm not gonna lie, giving that very harsh squeeze on the Japanese, but most importantly we got that position, and we are up into lucky number P13 if I am not wrong. Yes, confirmation. And now ahead of us we have a little train formed by the 2 Alpines and the 2 McLarens, which are racing with a special livery. Tomorrow after the race I'm going to post a mod showcase video of this amazing livery that McLaren is bringing to this weekend. But first we're going to focus in this last 2 question mark challenge, try to get closer and closer to Esteban Ocon. Now from now on it's going to be super hard to overtake these guys because they are in our league, and Monaco is a Monaco. Track position means absolutely everything. You can be in the lead, drive like an absolute grandma, and you can still win the race. But we'll see what you can do setting personal best because we are unclear. Dive down inside we go through Sander Vater. I was getting the corner name. Once again another disgusting dive bomb, but needs must. We need to make these moves aggressively and as quickly as we can, and we are up into 12th place, and now we have both McLarens ahead of us, and Ricciardo finds himself on the final points paying position for the time being. But I don't want to be stuck in P12 for the rest of this race because I think a successful job would be maybe a top 5, but considering the nature of this track and the nature of this car, which is not one of the best in this mod, I would consider maybe a point scoring finish a solid result. Maybe a top 8 would be the best that we can do. We'll see what we can do in these next few laps. 16 laps to go. We have a lot of racing to do, and I'm trying to get a move on Lando Norris, but it seems that in the corners we have the speed. The problem is that that McLaren is pretty slippery on the straight line because it has the Mercedes power at the back of that car. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do the undercut. Hopefully we're not going to get that much traffic. If we do, let's try to claim A as quickly as we can. So we're going to do test a brand new set of medium tires, and we go to the end of the Grand Prix. Hopefully there will be no safety car because that would absolutely ruin our strategy. So we'll see where we're going to find ourselves. It's going to be dead last place, and ahead of us we have the lights of the Williamses, the Alfa Romeos, and they are 3 seconds up the road. So if they stay out some more laps, I think we're going to catch it. We are still on the out lap, and we're already smelling the gearbox of Nicholas Latifi. Look how much speed that we can carry into the chicane comparing with that slower wheel Williams on slower tires. Down inside we go through Raskas. This is going to be an amazing move if we manage to pull through, and yes we do, and we are up into the penultimate place, second to last. That was a very nice dive bomb. I managed to carry some speed through the swimming pool chicane. A little bit of a corner cut, I'm not gonna lie, but anyway, let's forget that, let's ignore that and press on. Now you can see how much speed I can carry through the corners against the Kimi Raikkonen. Down the inside we go through the low zap and try not to do a Magnussen, and actually it was Raikkonen that did that incident back in 2014, but this time there is no contact and no roadblock whatsoever, and we are up into P18. Now it's time to clear Antonio Giovinazzi. Are we going to try to make a dive bomb into the Novo chicane? Is a little bit too far, and you can see that I'm not deploying that much ERS because I actually am struggling a little bit to deploy the DRS because I'm used to my Season 3 My Team car where DRS generates a lot of energy through the braking zone, which is not the case for these stock cars, I can say, because they are the original cars without any upgrades. Dive bomb numero 2 on Antonio Giovinazzi, and we do that successfully for the second time in a row, and we are up into P14. And unfortunately I cut to this piece of the video as we go down inside of George Russell. Is not going to give that much of a hard time, so apologies that, because we are ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, and Lando Norris decided to stay out one more lap. So as things stand, I think we can be ahead of Lando Norris, so we'll see what we can do. Already getting closer to Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll, so these guys are struggling a little bit for the time being on these medium comparative tires, so maybe I'm smelling a move on these guys. And actually overtook our teammate Carlos Sainz, so this undercut worked an absolute treat because we overtook both McLarens, our teammates, and the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly, and we're already in the top 8 paying positions, and that would be the objective for this video. But I'm not done yet because I'm trying to get a move on Lance Stroll, which seems to be struggling a lot. He was very close to Alonso, but not anymore. It seems that he's struggling for pace in this later stage, or in this mid stage of the race. DRS open. Are we going to go down the inside through the first corner? No, he's really good on the brakes. It's going to be quite a challenge to overtake this Aston Martin, thanks to the Mercedes power at the back of that car, as we have some yellow flags, and it is Pierre Gasly out of the race. Let's hope that doesn't happen, because the AlphaTauris actually are looking pretty good as well for this weekend, and that would be great to see. Who knows, Gasly on the podium in not really some race. He's really close to his country, but it would be great to see Gasly up on the podium once again. About us, we're trying to catch Lance Stroll. I'm trying to save some energy, save some fuel to see if I can do a push lap, maybe get a cheeky fastest lap, who knows, but it won't be that easy because we are stuck on the dirtier, and you can really feel the understeer, especially through the back, which we're going now. You can really feel the dirtier, the understeer, and it becomes a little bit frustrating when we're behind the car around this track, and this track really shows that patience is a virtue, as I'm trying to push as hard as I can to be closest as possible to Lance Stroll, which we do through the last corner. So maybe I'm seeing a chance, but you can see that we don't gain that much thanks to the Mercedes power at the back of that green car. So we're going to be forced to go down inside once again. A disgusting dive bomb, but finally we get ahead of the Canadian, and we received the warning. And if that was real life, maybe I would get a 5-second time penalty, as I almost do a Schumacher, getting tons and tons of understeer, I should say, through Massenet. But thankfully we managed to keep our front wing intact, and now we are in the back of Sebastian Vettel, jumping all the way forward onto lap 18. He was overtaken by Fernando Alonso, which at the moment finds himself in the very lofty P5. The Alpine seems to be struggling in this weekend's Monaco Grand Prix, so I think Alonso will need an absolutely miracle of a race to finish in that kind of position as well for Vettel. Let's hope that he scores his first points of the season, because generally when it comes to this track, generally the driver is more valuable than the driver. You can see Vettel, even a veteran, cracks under pressure, losing a little bit of back end before the entrance of the tunnel. And maybe I'm seeing an opportunity. Are we going to dive down inside? Yes, we're going to do that. Two old teammates at Ferrari going side by side in the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. For the time being, Vettel is still ahead, but the opportunities are starting to run out, because the next lap is going to be the last one. So gloves are off. It's all or never. We are really close. So are we going to dare dive down inside through Raskas? Yes, we're going to do that. This is epic stuff in this short race, and we're going now through the last corner on the inside. That can really end up in tears, like you've seen in my mod career mode. But I think Vettel is not done yet. We are ahead, but he's going to have that precious Mercedes engine in the back of that Aston Martin. Try to go run outside through through the final corner, through the first corner I should say, but it wasn't enough, and we are up into 6th place, and that is going to be the position that we're going to finish unless we have a mare in these last 2 corners. Through Raskas, through the final corner, Lewis Hamilton wins the race. But about us, it was a very positive result considering that we are on a track that is really hard to overtake. Starting in last place as Charles Leclerc, P6, I can be really happy with that. I really wanted to get P5, but Alonso was pulling away, plus this epic battle with Vettel. We were losing so much time with each other, trying to you know, avoid contact, which we did so a lot of respect between the 2 old teammates at Ferrari. But is Mercedes winning once again? I really want Verstappen to win because, you know, I really want a close championship fight until the last round of the season, but I would be, I think, even happy if we see a Ferrari 1-2 at the streets of the Principality. I think the last time that happened was in 2017 with Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen. But guys, that has been once again another last question mark challenge, this time as Charles Leclerc. Let me know your predictions for tomorrow's race. Who knows, you can do, and maybe I did some wizardry in this last question mark challenge. Hopefully I didn't do in this race because I really want to see Gasly getting a positive result, and maybe who knows, a podium, that would be great. But once again, that has been me for today. My name's Tom, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time. But for now, take care.